Hello, hello. Welcome to Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me is my beautiful co-host and wife, Karradyne.
Hello.
Louder.
Hello.
There we go. Act like you're happy to be here, even though you're not, and you hate doing this every week. And
I really like this new method of recording, though.
Yeah, because you don't have to pay attention to what you're doing.
Well, no, because I know we get to sit down right now and not be here for very long.
Yeah.
Not as long as we normally are.
No. But hey, if this is your first time or 163rd time coming into the show, welcome. We're glad you're joining us for an episode of A Novel Console. We hope you stick around, have some laughs, and maybe find some new things to enjoy. If you want to reach out to us, you could do it on our socials, which is basically at A Novel Console on every platform, or you could email us directly at anovelconsole@gmail.com, or if you would like to support us, you could do it over at patreon.com/anovelconsole.
You should also tell your friends about our show. Maybe they'll give us a listen, and you should leave us a review wherever you can, even if it's negative, because they help us be more discoverable. But hopefully it's not negative. If it is negative, hopefully it's nothing negative about me. Because everyone loves me.
It's going to be all the negative things about Luna.
Oh, how Luna scratches and ruins the whole episode with her cuteness and scratching. Licking. Anyway, if you want to join our Discord, let us know by sending us an email or going to our Twitter thing and looking for the pinned tweet thing.
Or, what's the email? What's our email?
anovelconsole@gmail.com.
What's our Twitter?
A Novel Console.
At A Novel Console.
Oh, at A Novel Console. Sorry. Oh.
So either or, and we'll get you over on our Discord. This episode is not for children. Usually our episodes are definitely not for children.
I was about to say none of our episodes
this
are for
one
children.
is extra not for children.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot because, we already recorded that part. It's definitely not for children.
Not book talk and not games and stuff.
Yeah, no, or the intro.
I guess. Starting now, no children, because this is our porniest episode. It's all porn from start to finish.
I wish I'd gotten a better sex toy now.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We've exhausted a lot of them.
Yeah, we brought back sex toy for this week.
We did.
Because it was asked for on Twitter by Darren. So go ahead. What is the sex toy you brought?
It's a bad sex toy.
I don't care. You brought it up.
But damn, we've exhausted them. I need help. Help me, Discord friends.
Yes, we need people to send us sex toys.
But don't send them to the whole Discord. Send them to Chris, because Lord knows I'm not going to look at it.
Right.
Send them to Chris.
There is a channel specifically
for sex toys.
The sex toy of the week. Yes.
We don't want to use those because everybody sees it and then it's not a surprise. Because the only people that listen to us are on Discord.
Not really. We have a few listeners that are not on Discord.
Okay, well, most of our listeners would know about it already. Anyway, so the sex toy that I frantically found in the last 10 minutes is one of those big bouncy balls, the big exercise balls that a lot of pregnant women use to keep their vajayjay flexible. Mm-hmm. And it has handles and a gigantic dildo. If it is made out of the same material as those balls, I don't think I would want that up in my hoo-hoo, personally.
I have a question.
What?
Do the pregnant women bounce on the dildo to keep their vaginas flexible?
Probably. All this time I've seen pregnant women bouncing around on those bouncy balls. Little did I know they probably had dildos. But they were really, and think about the people who use those at work for their desk chairs. But no, this has handles, so you can hold on to it while you're bouncing. But also, I think about the bouncing and how you're not lifting up, and you know what I'm saying? You're with the ball the whole time. You really have to push yourself up, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It kind of feels like it would be an easy way to get your leg muscles ready for being on top.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a very good point. But I also think about anytime I see something like that, I think about the the sharp ridges that they have
on the
them.
sides.
Yeah, and I like wonder if the dildo has any of those ridges. Same, I was wondering if it's like the exact same material. Also, is the dildo just filled with air like the ball is, or is it a solid attachment?
Soft and spongy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And the handles too, they would have to be sturdy for them to be at all beneficial.
Do you have the picture still?
Yes, I do. Let me pull it back up here.
Let me see, because I could probably tell from the picture if it's sturdy or not.
It does look pretty sturdy, but the handles definitely look like they have the ridges. Does the dildo have the ridge?
The plastic.
Yeah.
The dildo looks pretty soft. It doesn't look.
But the handles look pretty sturdy, right? Compared to the dildo, at least.
Compared, yeah. They also have that nasty ridge. Yeah, I don't think the dildo has that ridge.
Like, I imagine the dildo having the ridge right up the front and it, like, slicing the inside of your vajayjay. Or your butthole, because it mentions it's for men and women alike.
For men and yes, you're looking at what you think you are looking at. This is a bouncy ball with a dildo on top for solo pleasure. You know, so you can bounce from the kitchen to the living room all day long. It's made for both men and women, so the magic ball lets fun happen for everyone, aside from your downstairs neighbor, of course. You got to stop letting me read stuff because I read like a 5-year-old.
You do, bless your heart.
I read like your nephew.
It's okay, sweet hubby. Yeah, there's some weird stuff out there.
That's an interesting one.
And I forgot that the vajankle, actually, there's a vajankle with a vajayjay on the sole of the foot. Oh. I remembered it being in the actual like ankle part.
Right.
But this website has it in the fucking sole of the foot. That just looks like a staph infection waiting to happen.
I swear I had.
You're going to have that foot amputated.
I swear I had a wound like that on my foot once.
Oh, okay. I can't anymore. We need to move on.
Okay, so we're moving on to Will's favorite part. We have a taste test.
Yes. And I am not excited about it.
Me neither. But we did Totino's pizza rolls.
The buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken, that's what it was.
I think it was back closer to the summer.
Right. And they were pretty fucking nasty, right?
Yeah, I think these are going to be worse.
So I got those because I originally wanted to get the orange chicken pizza rolls, which I knew were going to be fucking horrible. And we managed to find them like 6 months after the fact. So
unfortunately,
we have orange chicken pizza rolls. They smell fucking awful.
I'm trying not to think about the foot because I'm going to throw up.
If I think about the foot. God damn, I can't even get comfortable.
Oh, sorry.
They smell awful.
Yeah, they
smell
do.
them. Give them a sniff and tell me what they smell like. Because to me, they smell like fake citric acid.
They do. That's exactly what they smell like.
Right? Like
they smell like burnt orange candy.
Burnt orange candy? Let me give it a sniff.
But like that's also been sitting in the dump for a few days.
I mean, oh God, it smells like Chinese food that wants to be good.
Yeah, it's from the like local Chinese buffet that never meets the health standards.
Right.
And like never seems clean enough. And, you know, they let mayonnaise sit out under the heat lamp all day long. Is it good? I can't tell.
I can't tell either.
I'm concerned. I'm also concerned that my burnt toaster strudel might mar my taste buds. Considering that that's what I ate just a few minutes ago.
You're gonna hate these.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I knew that already.
Yeah.
So I knew that before you even put them in the oven. I knew that before we checked out.
They're not awful, but I have definitely had way better orange chicken, and I kind of hate orange chicken. So, what are you thinking? They taste kind of like bitter, right?
A really nasty garden.
They taste bitter. They have cheese for some reason. Like, who the fuck puts cheese in orange chicken? And the meat is like meat byproduct. It's not great. What do you think?
It's horrific.
Give me more.
It's so fucking bad. It's like alarmingly sweet, but I guess orange chicken does have some sweetness to it. And like, I don't know, it just tastes like everything bad about Chinese food put into a Totino's pizza roll. And the glaze is so
bitter.
Fake. Yeah.
It's bitter.
It is bitter. God. Oh, no. That is terrible. Stop eating them.
For some reason, I can't stop eating them. They are disgusting, but they are kind of endearing.
No, they're not.
They're should be a way to
repulsive.
make this better.
I don't know what. Maybe some sort of sauce. Maybe.
Yeah, some sort of sauce. They're kind of spicy too. Pretty good. They're,
Okay.
They're pretty bad.
They're pretty awful.
They're terrible, but they're actually kind of good. They're edible.
You're such a man.
It's.
Oh my God.
I wonder what your brothers would say. Your brother, because he's a pizza roll connoisseur.
He would probably think that they're disgusting. I hope.
And not stop eating them.
Maybe he'll come over today.
Haynes?
Yeah. I'm kidding. I don't think he will because I think he's still sick, but
Got it. Oh, that was interesting.
it's still in my mouth. I hate it. It was awful. Tastes so fake.
Those are
I feel like I just ate chemicals.
garbage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give them a garbage. Yeah, so orange chicken Totino's pizza rolls.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Do
no.
not recommend.
I don't understand why they have cheese.
Says the man who is like, they're really bad, but they're good.
Yeah. So, are we ready to get into your book talk?
I'm ready.
All right, we recorded this a few weeks ago, so this might be a little bit dated. So, here is book talk. Excuse you, rude ass. I am going to go ahead and introduce that again. This is book talk.
This week's book is The Throne of Shadows by Evangeline Anderson. This book was gifted to me by Libro FM, so thank you, Libro FM. So
I think you're talking.
What?
I think you started talking a little bit too early.
Oh, did I? Oops. This week's book is The Throne of Shadows by Evangeline Anderson, gifted to me by Libro FM. Thank you, Libro FM.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. You started talking like a second too early.
Sorry. I'm so excited to talk to you about this book because I have not told you. I've only told you one thing about it.
Okay.
And I cannot wait to see your reaction to the rest of it. So, as everyone on Discord knows, at least, I went on a cruise recently. When is this going to be? This is probably not going to be anytime soon.
A week.
Week or two.
A month.
Okay.
2 months.
I went on a cruise mid-January, and it was out of Fort Lauderdale. I had to drive all the way to Fort Lauderdale, which was not the most fun thing ever. So I downloaded a couple audiobooks, and I was actually able to listen to this one on... Well, I didn't quite finish it, but I was almost finished. I finished it on the boat. I was able to listen to almost all of this on my stint from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale. And, oh boy. So I knew, just looking at the cover on Libro FM, that it was probably not going to be great, but I chose to listen to this particular audiobook out of all of the other audiobooks they've gifted me because I knew it was going to be very short. It was only like 5 hours and something long, and I'm going to crank that bitch up to at least 2.8 times the speed. It's going to be real fast.
I have no idea how you can do that, but...
So, do you want to see the cover?
Sure.
Like, I knew looking at the cover alone, it was going to be bad. Are you going to describe the cover?
So there's like this...
Voluptuous?
No, I'm not talking about her.
Oh.
The dude behind her is like one of those... It's like Phil from Hercules. The character Danny DeVito plays. But picture him like tall, muscular,
oh my
gray.
God.
It's James McAvoy in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh my God, he's not
muscly.
They're not centaurs. What are they?
It doesn't matter.
Satyrs.
Say it, maybe.
I don't know.
Like
I'm bad at this.
that with goat horns and flowing silver hair and a goatee, and the chick is like super titty.
She's voluptuous.
Very.
Yes.
She looks. You remember my buddy Jonathan? We
ran into it.
Taco Maker.
Yeah.
I told you that while we were driving in. We're probably going to run into Jonathan in here, and we walked
and we
in.
did. It was so weird.
Family. She looks like his wife.
You think?
A lot like his wife.
Okay. I don't remember well enough.
You talked to her for like 5 minutes.
I know. Okay, so...
Oh my god, what a cover. That just screams
yeah.
terrible.
And I mean, like, there are roses everywhere and sparkles. It looks really bad.
It's like...
You'll have to look at the social media photo.
Goatman porn.
If you're not on social media, just let us know on Discord and we can send it to you there. So... Oh boy. Okay, so this book starts off with it's all from her point of view, how fat she is and how awful and ugly she is, because in her fae realm, women need to be stick thin, have little bee sting breasts, and they have magic, and she doesn't have any magic. So she's ugly because she's fat and she doesn't have magic. Okay. So she's just really sad, and she had an older brother who loved her and protected her from her evil cousins, who we're just gonna call Jamie and Cersei because they're twins and they fuck each other, and apparently they've been fucking each other since they were like 12 years old, because that's normal. And she caught them in the act one time, so they decided to start treating her like shit, and her older brother always protected her from them, but then he gets killed at war, and she is forced to marry the man who killed him, this centaur-looking dude with the horns, okay?
Mm-hmm. James McAvoy. Let's just call him James McAvoy.
He doesn't look anything like James McAvoy.
Just
he
to
looks
paint a
like
picture.
Fabio with horns.
He doesn't look like Fabio.
Oh my god. Anyway, so...
Fabio looks like Tarzan.
She's like, oh my god, he's gonna think I'm so ugly because I'm so fat. Plus, I'm gonna kill him because he killed my brother, blah, blah, blah. So she goes to his realm, and he's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. And she's like, no, I'm not, I'm fat. Oh, and that's another thing. She kept like describing her boobs and how big they are and how they're not perfect little wasp stings like the other fae ladies. And I didn't know how many times I could stand to hear the word areola because it was used like 50 times in an hour.
Didn't you?
And she kept like describing the color and texture of her areolas. Like, why are we so focused on the areolas? And like she put on a sheer dress and it's like, oh, my areolas are visible. And oh, my areolas, they're so big. Like pepperoni. I don't know.
Did you say pepperoni?
No, I'm picturing them as like big as like gigantic pepperoni. I don't know. She made it sound like they like took up her whole fucking boob.
I got 2 questions. Mm-hmm. Did a guy write this book?
No.
No?
I don't think Evangeline Anderson is a man.
Okay,
maybe Evangeline Anderson was a man at one point in their life. I don't know anything about Evangeline Anderson.
Maybe
Evangeline Anderson might be non-binary. I have no idea.
Maybe she's just obsessed with nipples.
Areolas, specifically. Areolas and nipples are not the same thing.
It's the whole snack.
Oh my god. Anyway.
It's like an Oreo. It's cream and everything.
She was talking about the areolas and nipples separately. We said nipples a lot too.
Oh.
But areola, I feel like the areolas are not often described. It's more the nipples we focus on.
The other question is, didn't you text me at some point this weekend that the word areola was weird now or something?
Because it was said so many times.
It's like when you say a word so many times in your head that it loses meaning.
Yeah, I'm going to need Evangeline Anderson to use thesaurus.com and come up with a synonym for areola because I'm sick of hearing areola.
Pepperoni. Hey, maybe the face they have Italian face and they like pepperonis. The gabagool. My nipples look like gabagool. My areolas, they taste like gabagool too.
Anyway, homeboy is like, don't worry, girl. I love your curves. You're so beautiful. And guess what? You have magic. You just have to tap into it. And she's like, no, I don't. I've never had magic. Let me guess.
She magics when she comes.
Yes. Her magic is linked to orgasming, and she's a virgin. Also, when she was a child, she tried to touch herself, and her like caretaker person wound up tying her up for 2 days and telling her how nasty and evil she was if she tried to touch herself. Turns out she was just trying to keep her from discovering her woohoo magic.
It's like sex criminals. The first time the girl comes and time stops and she freaks out.
Yeah.
She has a mental breakdown.
Yeah, it's like that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. So he has to help her discover her magic. And like obviously they try to start by touching, and she's so freaked out to touch herself because she was tortured for touching herself, and oh my God. Then they finally like work their way up to do another stuff, and apparently every time he uses his magic on her to like heal her or anything, it feels like he's fucking her and she like loses her mind. One thing that really made me giggle a lot was that one of his family members tried to poison her, and she was like in the bathtub and her windpipe started closing and she was like flinging herself around. He ran in there and
let me guess. He shoved his dick down her throat so she could breathe.
Not quite. If I remember correctly, he ate her out so that she could so that she didn't go into anaphylactic shock. I know. So like
he sucked the poison out of her. It's funny.
And like it's so obvious. It's like, and like it eventually comes out like he was best friends with her brother. He didn't actually kill the brother. Like it's so obvious from the beginning that that's what's going to happen. It's going to turn out that the male cousin killed the brother. That's what happens. But then like as soon as she figures out that's what happens, they talk about. He's like, yes, he killed your brother, and we're going to war with him right now because he's taken over the throne. He killed your father. And then, boom, they're at war for like a sentence. And then the next sentence, he's a prisoner of war and locked up in the cousin's dungeon. Like, boom, war, boom. It was just in a couple sentences. We had a whole war, and he's a prisoner after he just saved her from anaphylactic shock by eating her out. Yeah. Okay, so he winds up locked up. She goes over there to get him back, and he's like all wounded.
Wait. I gotta go back to it. Like, she's thrashing and flailing in the bathtub. Can't breathe.
And then
he runs in, and he's like, What do I do? Oh, I know.
Yes. She's like, oh, baby, I can breathe again.
It's like, at least if she dies, I got some.
Oh, my God.
Like, what kind of opportunist is he? That he sees somebody dying, gasping for breath, and his first thought is, I'm gonna lick that pussy.
Right? So then...
Jesus Christ.
Right? So then, she goes to like find him in the dungeon, and he's like all hurt and shit, and there's iron everywhere. And she like sucks him off through the bars to make him feel better. And then I think I missed...
To unjail him.
Yeah, I think I missed something because something happened where she was like able to get in there with him or something. And then he was like, we need to unleash your full magical potential because that's the only way you're going to defeat your cousin. So we need to fuck. So they finally consummate their marriage. And I need to do some research because I know most of us girlies, by the time we lose our virginity, we've popped that hymen somehow. Whether it be from like riding a horse or a bicycle or like it normally does not happen for the first time when you do the deed. But in this book, she climbs up on that dick and there's just a gush of blood. I'm like, that's not normal. That's not how it happens when that thing breaks. Like, can we get real TMI for a second? No. We shouldn't. But I don't think that's normal. Can other ladies confirm? Is that normal? I guess I could look it up, but I don't want to see pictures or anything. But yeah, and then she comes to her magical peak and ta-da! End of story.
That's it?
Well, no, she takes down the cousins.
Oh.
Yeah. The fucking cousins.
Ugh. Just the whole gushing.
Yeah.
Be like, okay,
and
I'm
they just
done.
kept doing it. Mm-hmm.
No,
so that she could reach her magical peak.
I'm done. I'll stay in the jail. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was like, is that how it happened for you, Evangeline? Because I think you might need to go get checked out if that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, despite it being pretty stupid and kind of horribly written, it kept me wildly entertained on the way to Fort Lauderdale.
Is this what was the last crazy like sex book like that you read? What's
probably The Dragon's Bride, where she's just fucking a dragon all the time.
Rick and Morty dragon bonding. So is this better than The Dragon's Bride? Like, would you prefer The Dragon's Bride?
No, I prefer The Dragon's Bride.
Yeah.
I could not justify giving this more than 2.5 stars just because it is so stupid. It's so stupid. And it's so poorly written. But honestly, like up until that last sex scene, those raunchy scenes were pretty hot. They were pretty hot. Like, I can't lie.
What was the author's name again?
Evangeline Anderson.
If Evangeline Anderson can poorly write these books, and I'm sure they sold millions.
Oh my gosh.
You can write your book. I can write my book.
I guess.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I know, it's so bad. So bad. But it was fun. That's all that matters.
So 2.5 stars?
2.5.
Oh god.
It's pretty generous.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to come with a sex book.
Oh, just the choking scene. That really got me.
That shit is funny.
It was ridiculous.
Like somebody's drowning and your first thought is, I'm going to eat them out.
And that's going to save them. Yep.
Imagine just some person like choking at Chili's.
That's the kind of demented shit you hear about on the news. Like, and then he died and so went to prison. But no, in Fantasyland, that's what saves you.
Right. Like, and he went to prison. Did he go to prison because he killed him? No, because he tried to eat them out while they were choking.
God. I can't.
Oh, fucking world needs to burn.
It's awful.
That's a good one. That was a very good one.
Right? I couldn't wait to talk to you about it. I knew you'd find it entertaining. And so I was telling Kelly and Lisa about it on this cruise. And Lisa was like, so babies are supposed to have orgasms? And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, but that's the logic, right? She didn't have any magic when everybody else did, and she's made fun of. Does that mean that those people like had orgasms really early in life? Right?
There are some loopholes there.
Right?
It's weird.
That's probably why her cousins were fucking each other at like 12 years old. Have all the magic. And then there's another scene where she like goes into the throne room after the cousin's taken over, and she's just the female cousin's just sucking him off the whole time they're talking.
So whenever they would go into fights, where they're like jerking off and like casting spells at the same time.
Probably. Honestly.
Wow.
Can you imagine if you like got locked up when you'd been in a fight or something, and I had to come get you out of jail, but first I had to heal you from the fight, and I just had to through the bars.
I'm more caught up in the fact that maybe she didn't want to describe the war because the aftermath, or like during the war, it just would have been a mess of common blood.
And a wargy. A wargy.
It's like one side, a bunch of dudes just running, just jacking it while throwing fireballs and shit. And the other side, like rubbing one out, like flicking the beam furiously and casting lightning spells.
Oh my God.
Oh shit, that's so fucking
that
weird.
was another thing. Her boobs produced healing nectar. Instead of milk,
okay.
It's healing nectar. So he can suck the healing nectar out of her boobs too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Too bad she couldn't suck her own titties while she was going into anaphylactic shock.
But they're so big though. Couldn't she just like flop it onto her mouth?
I guess so.
I like the first thought is cunnilingus. Better than
Great.
Man, what a fucking train wreck of a book.
Yep.
It's almost as bad as the game that I want to talk about.
What's that?
So behind the scenes, we're recording this.
Our new recording method.
On the new recording method is the 16th of January. So I don't have no idea when this is coming out. So I'm thinking maybe.
Well, this allows you to play a perfect game to go along with it if you want.
Switch. No. Forbidden Sex Hex. The porn game.
The one you showed me?
Yes.
Oh my God, that game.
The one that I showed you.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I honestly thought about that game while I was reading this. I did. Crossed my mind.
The Goblin Queen that you have to beat by hitting her titties.
Mm-hmm.
I was on an episode with Super Ghost Radio, the end of the year episodes, the anti-game of the year episode. I had a bunch of people. Aaron from Super Pod Saga was there. Dave Jackson was there. Bill from Gaming and Collecting. Bunch of great people. And one of the categories was like, Mom, I Can Explain, or
I
the most pornographic game or whatever. And that's the game that I chose. And I just explained it and showed them like the game over screen. And they're like, yeah, you win. Like they didn't even try to fight it. That game was porny as fuck. So, hey, if I did finish it, you're going to listen to me talk about it in a few minutes. So,
yikes.
All right. So is that all you have to say about your book?
That's all.
All right. So it's time to get into some games and stuff. For this week, we have Flipwitch Forbidden Sex Hex. Oh boy, this is a game, and it's actually a really fucking good game. I think
which is surprising.
Have I talked about it on the show recently before?
I don't think you have.
Are you muted?
No.
No?
I don't think you have. I do not believe.
Okay. It looks kind of weird, but it's also because I'm zoomed the fuck in. Anyways, Flipwitch Forbidden Sex Hex, I think it was released last year. Yeah, November 27th, 2023. It says adventure through magical forests, deserted dungeons, and slimy citadels on your quest to defeat evil chaos witch who has corrupted whatever, cut off, because I'm not going into the Steam page for it. Steam has it at a 9 out of 10 total.
Shit.
Which is what I gave this game.
Which is insane to me.
Right. It was developed by Critical Bliss and Momo Games. And the genres are pornographic, action game, pornographic video game, adventure.
Porn.
This is published by Critical Bliss. I have fucking orange chicken in my teeth still. Anyways. This game is actually really good. It's a Metroidvania, so you get abilities to explore new parts of the world and whatnot. It took me, I don't have my Steam Deck on me. I think it took me like close to 20 hours to get it completely finished because I did everything in the game. The big selling point is that you have to help the people of the world to be happy or get whatever they need done.
Get off.
Basically. And every time you help somebody, you get a vignette of them doing some super explicit sexual act on you. So there's one part where this goblin princess is like, I want to find a goblin guy, but I don't want him to be muscly. I want him to be skinny and smart. And then you change sex to a boy and you dress as a goblin and she ends up giving you a boob job.
And it's very detailed.
In the sprite work.
Yeah.
Because it's all sprites.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very detailed. Alarmingly detailed.
Yes. And basically everybody that you help, they end up having some sort of sexual whatever with you. Even your master, witch, tutor, whatever. Whenever you get it, you've helped enough people, she will give you a new ability or like increase the peaches that you eat, because you eat peaches to...
Of course you eat
regain
peaches.
health, right?
Of course you eat the most sexual fruit.
Right. You eat peaches to
My
regain
God.
health. And there's a point where she's like, oh, I need you to turn into a boy and come talk to me. And I will teach you something that will help you on your sexual conquests. And then it's just a vignette of her just giving you a hand job. And the entire time it has like text of her saying stuff. And she's like, and you got to make sure you cup the balls because even though it's not necessary, it's always appreciated.
Oh my gosh. I cannot.
Yeah. And when you die.
Did men make this?
Probably. When you die, right? You get a video of like a goblin railing you or like the female character getting licked all over by a bunch of ghosts. It is straight up porn. It is a porn game. But it's a really fucking good Metroidvania. It's a really good game. Like, it got to the point where every time that one of the porn cutscenes would come on, I would just start spamming the A button on the Steam Deck just to get through it because I wanted to get back to the gameplay.
That's amazing. Is there actual sex in the gameplay?
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
No.
No, you don't get to have sex. You get to see the sex done to you.
Okay.
So when I say turn into a boy, I mean that there's the game is forbidden sex hex with a game's called Flipwitch. So you flip between a witch and a wizard. So with one button press, you change your sex.
That makes sense.
And there's like costumes that you can buy from a character that will help you get like new missions or like fulfilled missions and stuff. So you can be like a dominatrix and you can you get dressed as a dominatrix, right? And then you go to like this evil being that's waiting for a full year to happen. And once that full year happens, that evil being will bring capitalism to this world.
Oh my goodness.
And the way you stop him is by dressing as a dominatrix and having sex with him.
I can't. If only that could solve all of our problems.
Right?
Oh, I don't want Donald Trump to be president again. Let me dress up as a dominatrix and have sex with him and he won't be president again.
Would you?
No.
Okay.
I would find somebody willing to, but not me.
I know who.
No, because they want him to be president again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
That sucks. It's a very competent game. It's a very, very competent Metroidvania. I didn't think it was going to be this good because you have like a combo, like an attack. You just don't do like one single attack animation. Like there's a 3-hit chain. You have like ranged attacks. You have a double jump from the start. Later on in the game, you get a triple jump and stop, triple jump. And that makes the platforming a whole lot better. There's like a dash where you turn into like a demon and you dash across the screen in air. You turn into a sexy ghost that warps through vines. It's so much fun. It's such a good, fun game. basically the story is there's this evil witch that she wants to take over the world, and there's like these 6 things that unlock the door to her domain. And you have to visit 6 different like biomes to collect the things, and at the end you fight a giant titty monster person, and they're like enough, and they just give you whatever, and you just go away. And it's funny because I'm also playing another sex game.
What?
Called Scarlet Maiden, and that one is more like what's it called? Dead Cells. So it's like randomly generated environments, and you die a lot because it's kind of like Souls like, quote unquote. And in that one you do get to have sex.
In the gameplay.
Because every time, sometimes you'll beat down an enemy and they'll just fall down, and then you just press a button on them, and the sex minigame starts where you have to hit the buttons accordingly to get more experience points once they die. And that one is kind of like your book, because there's rooms where you will find like a woman just laying down eating grapes, and your character will go and suck on her titties and recover health. Or there's like a giant...
Look at that magic, yo.
Right? There's like a giant fat dude just sitting there with a schlong up, and then she will just jump on his dick until he comes, and then when he does, she gets like a boost in attack damage.
Oh my god.
So
I can't.
That was Scarlet Maiden. That one's a lot of fun too. But I just don't know what to say about Flipwitch to convince people to play it, because first you go into it for the sex, because, oh, wow, it's the first time I've seen like actual sex on a game.
66.
And then you're like, this is actually a really fucking good game. Like, I don't even care about the sex anymore.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. And it got to the point like last week when I was finishing it that I was playing it next to you, right? And I was like, sex game, and I'm just trying to skip it as fast as I could just so that I could get to playing. And like when you die, like if you're a boy, you'll have like a lady ghost or like a zombie or whatever just riding you until you come, and then it'll give you the option to continue or go back to the main menu. And I was just pressing the A button trying to get it over with just so that I could continue the game. It's a lot of fun. And the side quest, there's a lot of side quests to do. I did all of them where you help all of the people in the world. Like there's a goblin girl that's working at a strip club, but she hates it because she wants to be an actress. And then you help her get out of the strip club, but she wants her clothes, which are in her apartment, but her boyfriend won't let you get them, so you have to fight her boyfriend. You give her clothes, and then this sleazy like porn director is like, I need an actress, and then he hires her, and then he's like, I need a camera person, and you go and find an angel in heaven to go record the sex scene.
Oh my
and then they're
Lord.
like, I need a guy to record the sex scene with, and then you have to record the sex scene with them.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. It's funny as hell too. It's very, very funny. Yeah, it's a great fun time. I gave this game a 9 out of 10.
Which is really fucking impressive for you.
Right? That's how good of a time I had playing this game. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. I got it on sale for about $7, and it was the best $7 I've spent in a long time. Originally, I thought it would be a mediocre platformer with the only hook being sex, and I was wrong. It was one of the best Metroidvanias I've ever played, with obscenely sexual scenes that were very funny. It is a very competent game with a ton of side quests to complete. I knocked off a point because some of the platforming is not perfect and could use some polish. Like sometimes you would jump onto a ledge, you would do your double jump, and if you wouldn't hit it right, you would kind of like get stuck at the end of the ledge and just fall off.
Oh.
Which it's not a big deal because it's a Metroidvania and you don't really have like permadeath pits, but it's kind of annoying when you want to do like a platforming challenge real quickly and you can't because of that.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fucking game. It's so much fun.
It's very interesting to watch over your shoulder, that's for sure.
Right.
Ooh, look at this. I'm like, oh my God.
Like you're like walking around and like you see the enemies, and the enemies have like ginormous fucking titties and they're bouncing around for no reason. And then you get to beat the crap out of them.
Didn't you show me one where like this girl was like chained up and she was just like licking this gigantic dick? Maybe. I don't remember. It was funky.
It was a fairy, a ginormous fairy with nipple piercings. And she was chained up, and a little goblin lady was smacking her, and every time she would smack her, she would do like magic attacks on you and moan and shit.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. It's ridiculous.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, so the first boss that you fight, which I was like, what? Is this giant goblin lady, right? Ginormous goblin lady with a long pointy nose and these massive fucking tits, right? And she has a crystal shard that she's trying to shank you with the entire time you're fighting.
Oh my
So you're like
gosh.
smacking her titties with your wand, which does damage, but you actually have to hit her in the face with the wand, which takes a little bit of effort. But
Wow.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's another boss fight where you fight like a Cleopatra lady, and she's just sitting on her throne completely naked with wine, and she like throws wine glasses at you
What?
and like lifts her leg really high up and stomps on the floor to try to hit you.
What the hell?
It's so funny. Then when you beat her, she's like, fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Here's your thing. Just go away.
Gosh.
It's great. It's so
can't.
good.
It sounds like fun, I guess.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. That one fight, I did enjoy that one fight because it was like move the entire time. You couldn't stand still, and while you were moving, you would have to attack and shit. So it was a very good, well thought out boss fight. I am surprised that under all the sex and the shock value of the game, there is actually a really fucking good game
Bless
underneath.
it.
So I did buy another one that's kind of like what's it called? Vampire Survivors, but with naked ladies, and it's so bad. It's terrible. I played like 5 minutes and I gave up.
You should have done a side-by-side comparison.
Of Vampire Survivors in that game? No, Vampire Survivors is a way better game.
Bless it.
So, yeah, 9 out of 10. Shame we don't have a garbage for this week.
I know. Oh well, this was our garbage. It's garbage.
It's garbage.
Fucking hot garbage.
Fucking hot garbage. So, all right. So that's it for this week's episode. Karradyne, is there anything you want to say before we end the show?
No.
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 Are you going to read another porn book so I can talk about Scarlet Maiden in depth?
I think Gothicana is a porn book, so
Gothic Anna.
yeah, the one you got me the other day. In fact, I'm kind of afraid it's going to be a little too much for me.
The purple
because
one?
it's a dark romance, which means it might be like abusive.
The purple one?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm a little scared. I'm afraid it might be like Haunting Adeline, which is like an abusive type.
I feel like the
We're going to find out.
I feel like Scarlet Maiden would have been better for your book because, you know, she milks from her titties and
my
she heals
God.
people. And in Scarlet Maiden, you suck ladies' titties and you heal yourself. Or you suck like a magic dick and you get more magic.
They're both fun. That book was a wild ride. Wild ride. Kept me very entertained, even though it was so bad.
That's how it goes. All right, so that's it for this week's episode of A Novel Console. Karradyne, do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.